Hi everyone. Okay, so today I want to talk about protection. Alright? There were a few instances in my life where I was protected by God. Okay? At the time I didn't know, how I would have survived. But now, okay, looking back, I know why, I survived those circumstances. Now, if it happened maybe once or twice, I would have probably thought it was a coincidence. But there were at least 4 times in my life that the Lord has saved me from harm. Okay, now that to me is no coincidence. Okay, He was looking out for me, just as He's looking out for all of you. Okay? So, I'll just, tell you a little bit more about my, circumstances, just so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. Okay? Whenever I was about 9 or 10, I was on my way to church in the back seat, and I flew out of a car. Okay, I held on for dear life, but at that moment, there were no cars coming the opposite direction. I was just kind of flying in the air, holding on for dear life. And, okay, when they figured out that I was hanging from the car, okay, they pressed on the brakes a little too hard, but I still didn't fly out. Alright, and there was no car coming the opposite direction, so I survived that. Now, there was another instance when I went to SeaWorld, okay, and Cedar Point. Well, I went to Cedar Point on a Saturday, and I was about 11 years old. I got on the Magnum roller coaster, and I couldn't find my seatbelt. Now, back when I was about 11, they didn't really check very well. They should have checked my seatbelt, but it was about 11 o'clock at night, okay, and I was with a friend named Carrie and her parents, and we still decided to go on it. Okay, it was our last ride. So we sat in the seat, and I couldn't find my seatbelt. Okay, so they started up the ride, and as we were going up the roller coaster, I still couldn't find my seatbelt. Okay, there was an ocean on one side of me. Of course, on the side that I was sitting on, I looked over to my left, and I saw this huge body of water. And now you can only imagine how scared I was, and I was, 11. So, I was crying, and I was still trying to find my seatbelt, crying to Carrie, and I was screaming, I'm so scared, and she was too. She was crying too. So it was way underneath the seat. My seatbelt was way under there. So I had to pull it out, and just as I got up to the very top of the roller coaster, I hurried up and buckled my seatbelt in real quick, and then it just, it went right down, and I never got on that roller coaster again. Okay, so I haven't been on it since I was 11. And now, SeaWorld. The very next day on a Sunday, we all decided to go to SeaWorld to watch the boat show. Well, we watched the boat show, and then as we were leaving, we were going to go back in and see it again for a second time, because we liked it. So, this is still the same weekend. Okay, so we were in line to go back in to watch this boat show. Well, all of a sudden, I hear ambulances, and I hear all kinds of sirens, and I'm like, I'm saying to myself, what's going on? What's happening? Well, we just found out that the boat show that we were watching, the boat that was in the water flew out into the audience and hurt 22 people and killed a couple people. Okay? In the same seat that I was sitting in. Alright, that's pretty scary. If you think about it, I was just sitting in those seats, and I was just going in again to watch it a second time when the boat flew out into the audience. Okay, so God saved me from that moment too. So those are 3 instances already. Okay, so you can imagine, how I was feeling, and, what was going on with me. I was like, well, the first one I flew out of a car, that must have been coincidence, And then getting on that roller coaster, and I was right at the top, when I buckled my seatbelt real quick. And it was scary. It was very scary. Second time. Third time, a boat flew out into the audience right before I walked in to sit down in those seats. 3 instances. And I could name at least 3 more instances that I've been in near death. Okay? So, I decided to look in the Bible. Here is a passage that I want to share with you. And I feel that it's a big part of why I survived those many times in my life, okay? And still surviving today. The Lord has been protecting me my whole life, and I didn't even realize it, okay? Until I looked in the Bible and I found this passage. And you can find it in Psalms chapter 91. Safety of abiding in the presence of God. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him I will trust. Surely He shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler, and from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you shall take refuge. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrow that flies by day, nor of the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor of the destruction that lays waste at noonday. 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. Only with your eyes shall you look and see the reward of the wicked. Because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling place. No evil shall befall you, nor shall any plague come near your dwelling. For He shall give His angels charge over you, to keep you in all of your ways. In their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. You shall tread upon the lion and the cobra, the young lion and the serpent you shall trample underfoot. Because He has set His love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high, because he has known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. So I believe in all of those times of trouble that I had, in all of those crazy things that happened to me when I was younger, I feel that God's angels took charge over me and kept me safe from harm, kept me from really getting hurt. Okay? And I feel that passage describes it perfectly. And I pray on this day that God's angels will take charge over you also. And I pray that God keeps you safe from harm. Okay? All of your life. So to all my brothers and sisters in Christ, I pray for you. And I pray that you will be safe and secure in God. And that His angels will keep you from feeling any harm. Okay? So, I hope you all have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you later. God bless.